So now Eva felt absolutely like rubbish inside, rotten and so guilty, so she fainted on the ground. At that time, Satan, the king of devils, told Adam, because of you, I was expelled from heaven. Satan, this is one of the fallen angels, I guess, yes? So he accused Adam. He said, because of you, because Adam is human, one of the humans. It's because of you I'm expelled from the garden. When your form had been just created, I was kicked out of paradise, out of the sight of the holy face of God. And then I was also dismissed from all the angels' company, from all the angels' unit, yes. So after Adam heard that, he begged God to please place this enemy far, 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 far away from him. Because this enemy has always wanted to ruin, to destroy his soul and his purity. After that, Satan became invisible and disappeared out of sight of the humans. And then Adam ends the period of repentance and begins new life with his wife, Eva, of course. Okay. So, end of the story. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you all who collect all these stories for us. It's amusing, at least, yeah?
Yes.
Even if it's not true. But it could be true. It sounds very familiar to us, right? Yes. And many of our brothers and sisters are also falling, going back out again to fight with the whole world to survive. For survival only, yes. What else? What else is out there? What else is out there except just fighting for survival? Maybe you have a flashy car and you have only a golf cart to run around. Maybe they have the one who went out have a flashy car and you have a flashy golf cart. Maybe they will now eat fancy food and you eat whatever is cooked for you. Sometimes fancy, sometimes not. Yeah. But I have to tell you, when you give me some of this food, food shows, yeah, like in Paris, vegan bakery shop.
Yes.
Oh my God! I'm not sure how tempted Adam felt when he saw that apple. But I can tell you, I was very, very, very tempted when I saw all those cakes and bakeries and, oh my God, all sizes, all shapes, all color, all my favorites when I was in Paris. And I really, truly wish. I remember the host asked, oh, don't you wish that you could live near there? I said, I do. Oh, man, yes. No wonder we have so many apples, because once he tasted it, he will remember forever. So he kept planting apples. We have a lot of apples, yes. And also invoke in you something, yeah, these kind of sensual pleasure feelings. So don't eat a lot of them. The kitchen gives you a lot, huh? Apple, right?
Yes.
It's okay. You eat with many other things, so maybe okay. The problem is that maybe Adam ate only that apple that day. He should have eaten it with like organic brown rice or Loving Hood made protein and stuff like that. Then maybe not so concentrated, huh? It could dilute it. It would probably have had less problems. Any questions? Anything you want to tell me about this story?
Yes, Master.
Tell me. Wow, nice clothes for New Year. Nice. Don't kneel, it hurt your knees. Yeah,
Okay.
just sit. Is the floor clean? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, sit, please. Yes.
For the origin of life stories, in previous lectures, Master talked about the Buddhist stories where we were ethereal beings, we were invisible, and then we slowly drank the ocean and ate the foam of the ocean and became more materialized,
Ah.
and then became humans. How does the story of Adam and Eve work into that?
I wasn't there, baby. I guess similar, hi? I guess it's similar. The Buddha story was that we were originated from Brahman heaven, the third heaven even, very high. And then we came down. Originally, we can fly. We are light. We are not heavy and solid like this now. We can fly anywhere and we can do anything, go anywhere that we want. In the beginning, this world was empty. There was nobody. One of the Brahmins saw the throne is ready but empty for a leader. So he went down. He sat on the throne. But to be a king alone is very, very boring. So he needs some more company to be his subject, to rule, to feel important. Thus, slowly, he attracts others, tell all of them to come together. Okay, originally everyone is like heavenly beings because we came from heaven. Third heaven is very big deal already. Many people, many monks or priests, they practice all their life very, very ascetically. Still could not even reach that unless you have a real method. Because the method, the real self, has nothing to do with all the material things. So if you punish yourself or if you do too much asceticism, deny yourself many of the material pleasure, it has nothing to do with the soul. The soul doesn't even need anything like that. Only if you go inside and be yourself again, be the soul again, and disconnect with this body. That is then when you recognize yourself and then have more power. And then you can go to heavens because the soul will understand where to go. Not the body, not the mind, yes. In the beginning, even though we also have other kind of body, but the third heaven body, not the causal body, not the astral body even, the Brahmic body, very, very big shot already. Then come down, everybody has fun and fun and fun. They saw things on earth, they wanted to try. Originally, they saw some form, some kind of form, probably not just form, but maybe some kind of jelly, something that manifested by the water, yeah, and then they just eat that and feel it's good, and continue eating. Perhaps those, in the beginning, there's some sea beings, sea materials, yeah, just like maybe seaweed or something, but it wasn't so solid like the seaweed that we have now. Probably in some kind of transparent form or very tasty, delicious, or because the body of the Brahmic being never tasted any such thing. So when he tasted it first time, it felt so good. But then they continued to eat. They told each other, hey, try that, for fun. Because they had nothing to do. Imagine, you have everything, all the power. You can fly everywhere, you can manifest things, you can read each other's minds, you have no hindrance, because your body is almost like ether. And then you are bored.
Yes.
Yeah? I guess that's why the angels fell. Because too bored, too good. Everything is so smooth, so easy. Whatever they wanted to do, it's just simple. Whatever they wanted to have, at the blink of an eye, they have it. So maybe too boring. Yeah, more boring. And that was the reason also this was what created in another kind of legend that one practitioner stood on one leg for many, many kalpas to worship God so that he can have a boon. And then God gave him a boon Say, what do you want? And he said he wanted to create a world in which he rules, because the world that you created is too, not just boring, but too regular, yeah? Nothing interesting, nothing striking. So he wanted to create a world in which he rules. So God promised already, and then he created the world like this. Okay, right now. So maybe that's why the heavenly beings, they came down. Some of them, they fell, because they wanted to have something different. Yes. There's another story, like one of the saints going up to heaven, he saw some people are staying together in one very dark place full of smoke and toxic kind of air and dim light and all that. They stay there and playing cards together and drinking wine or alcohol and stuff. So the saint took pity on them and said, oh, why don't you follow me? And then I can take you to heaven. Okay, in the beginning they said, okay, why not? We can try. It feels like it's good. Then they went to heaven and they cannot play cards there because people don't do it there. And after a while, they feel bored. They want to go back into that dark and filthy, smoke-filled and toxic place just to sit there and play cards together. Habits die hard. Yeah, that's what we say. So that's why not always people like heaven, eh? But after, if they, it's just a legend, it's just a story, you know. It doesn't mean it's always like that. But it could be true, you know, because look, many people, I saw in Malaysia when I was there for a lecture tour, in some of my beginning lecture tours, I saw some big high buildings, not very high, but many story buildings. It's all empty. And opposite side of that, under some trees, there are some shabby, it's simple hut and house, small hut. People live in there. I said, oh, what a contrast. One of the disciples told me in a taxi or something. He said, oh, the government built those high rises for them, for the people who live in these shabby houses. But they didn't want to go up there. They want to continue to live where they do. Yeah. Habit. They feel more homey there.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I guess it's like me. They do build some houses for me, but I prefer to stay in the small hut or cave, whatever is available. Only when nothing is available, then I live in big house. I don't like it too much. Uh-huh. I don't like to ask people to help me clean all the time. But the big house, you must clean. I like cleanliness. And if a big house and I don't want people to come cleaning, then I have to clean. I feel better in the smaller house. And especially when I have a lot of work to do, then I can concentrate better because I don't need to worry too much about cleaning the house. It takes only 2 minutes to clean a little hut or maybe a tent or a cave. They do build some houses for me, but I prefer to stay in the small hut or cave, you know, whatever is available. Only when nothing is available, then I live in a big house. I don't like it too much. I don't like to ask people to help me clean all the time. But the big house, you must clean. I like cleanliness. If a big house and I don't want people to come cleaning, then I have to clean. Yes. I feel better in the smaller house. And especially when I have a lot of work to do, then I can concentrate better because I don't need to worry too much about cleaning the house. It takes only 2 minutes to clean a little hut or maybe a tent or a cave. Yes. It takes hours, at least 1 hour, 2 hours to clean the big house, like the house that I had that they built for me. Yes. I never lived in that house, I told you before I did not. Just for a while before I have the cave built. I lived there for a while, but I never liked it. And then so after the cave was built, before that I lived in the tent, and they took the tent away. They demolished all the grass and the flowers that's natural around me, and I came back, I don't have anything. Then they built a big house for me. only the 2-story building, but threatened to even build an escalator or so. I was laughing. So I stayed there for a while, and then after the cave was built, I moved to that cave and I never came out. I never wanted to go to that house. Unless sometimes when some people have to come, and then my cave is too small. So I went there just for a meeting and then went back to my cave. Only after I came back, the first time came back after 10 more years, then the dogs are coming, so I had to use that house for dogs also. But now, because I don't have dogs living around, I need to work a lot and meditate intensively on retreat, so I choose a small place again, which is very good. It's getting smaller all the time. It's happier for me. I don't have to spend a lot of time for labor work. And I'm happy in it because everything is nearby.
Yes.
I don't have to go far to search for things and forget where it is. Here I cannot forget anything. It's right there. It's always around. For example, I use my bed for like a makeup table, and I use these plastic boxes with the opening on the side. I use them to put under one piece of wood. Then that is a bed. And because that is a bed, and I can open and put my things in it. So if I put a sofa, then there's no room underneath. There's a different place you have to organize differently.
Yes.
And I also put a couple of these plastic boxes, these organized boxes,
Yes.
but with the opening on one side instead of open on top. So it's like a drawer.
Yes, yes.
I put a piece of wood on it, and that is my table. That's the desk from which I'm talking to you right now.
Wow.
Wow. It functions
Yeah.
just the same. And I have room, I have drawers down below it to put my things inside. So if I want to reach for a book, it's right there. Open, take it out. It saves a lot of space. I don't need a bigger place. I don't need a big house. If a big house, then you have different stuff, like you have a big sofa in it, and you have a big desk. But if you don't have room, then you put, drawers underneath and you lay on top, or you work on top. Depends.
Yes, Master.
It's the same. It's functioning. You saw me one time when you went together with me into my cave in Newland, remember?
Yes.
Yes.
I have one, those steps they make the plastic to step on, but it's like a chair also, because it's short and it's just a few steps for you to maybe climb to the shelf to take some books or something. It's not a serious kind of a ladder, no?
Yes.
And I worked on that as my desk.
Yeah.
I use that also to climb into my tent. My tent is on the higher platform. Those are platforms, they made them before, not that I made it. They made them before. The old ex-owner, they put statues on it because there was like a resort. People came to have fun and to bow to Buddha statues and all that. After they sold, they removed all the statues away, and I occupy. My tent is kind of high for me. So if I put the circle steps next to it, I can step and go to my tent on the high level there, high platform there. Then when I don't need it, I take it out, use it as a desk. It functions. It's all the same.
Yeah.
You still can work on it. Yes. The things are only good if they function.
Yes, Master.
So it doesn't matter. One of you criticize, say, oh, we have a better desk. I say, no. Remember? One of your brothers keep looking at it. I say, what are you looking at? Somebody doesn't like my desk. He say, yeah, we have better desks or something. I said, never mind. It works. It functions as a desk. It's the same. Did I answer your question? What was it? Did I say? How come it takes so? I went all over the place. They eat these kind of things because it's material things. It contains in earth materials like something from the earth, have soil substance in it and water substance in it. In the Brahman heaven, you don't know these things because it's a different world. So when they saw it, they're curious, flying around all day doing nothing, also bored. So they tasted it and Strange, strange, it tastes good. Continue eating. After the form is no more, or they see all the crawling plants, crawling fruit, they begin to taste them also. The more they ate, the more solid they became, more heavy. They cannot fly anymore. And you know what they look like. Yeah, look at me, then you know. Or look at your neighbors, yes. Probably we have eaten a lot. We still do, right? So that is that. Then in the beginning, according to that Buddha story, later on they have nothing more interesting. They pray and then God gives them rice. In the beginning, there's a big grain of rice. Then it was rolled to each house every day. Everybody can take what they need, and it was rolled to the next. But later they keep eating, then there's not enough, so they wanted to plant them so that they will have a lot. So here we are, okay? Now we have a lot of cereals, yeah? Different types. Beginning, and then afterwards, they organize it, they plant it, and then they put all in one store. Anybody who needs just goes there and gets. Later on, people are lazy, don't want to go to get even. They go one time and they take a lot. Everybody goes at one time, take a lot, so others come later, don't have. And then begins this conflict because of food. Yeah, we have nowadays still. Then they have to have somebody vote somebody to settle the dispute. See who is what, did what, why. That's how police came into being, and government came into existence. And that's how we have a mess nowadays. It comes from food. It still does. We have any kind of government, we have to bear it. And sometimes we protest, sometimes we have to accept it. We have done it all ourselves. Okay? We have done to us all this trouble because of food. So that was that Buddha story. But what was your question? Can you refresh it?
Well, I was wondering if, like, Adam and Eve, how do they work into that Buddha story? Were they like one of those third level beings that came down?
Perhaps. I did not ask him, but perhaps. It's similar, yeah? Maybe it's a similar story. Adam and Eve, later, they probably have to plant their own food. Maybe in the beginning, God took pity and then give them some. Like the rice that was rolled to their house. Originally, we don't have physical contact with each other or anything. But because they're women and men, and then suddenly they eat, and they became more desirous of other things. Like the body changed, and the hormones changed, DNA changed, their attitude changed, their mind changed, their thoughts changed. Then they desire each other, and they couple with each other, and then other people who did not do it yet, they say, oh, how come, what are they doing? Why are they doing that? Oh, this is not very good looking, it's not dignified. So they're hiding. They find caves to hide, or if they don't have, then they begin to build houses. That's how they live together, and then have houses, and they're comfortable. They don't want to go to take food from the store anymore. They just take a lot so that it will last for a long time. So they don't have to go every day. Everybody does that. They copy each other. Slowly, we have man and woman, and then we have this physical connection, and we have the babies, and then humans just keep coming, and this is how our world manifested. I guess Adam and Eve, in the beginning, also similar like that. Maybe they found anything to eat. Maybe leaves or fruit, anything. Slowly, if they discover, if they walk around, they probably find something, and then they will try. Yeah, and then they will probably plant more of that if they like it for the future. Or maybe they eat and then they just throw the seed out and then they grow more. Some trees are so easy. The fruit just falls on the ground and they become trees so quickly. In one of the places where I lived before, they plant some, they call it hai ping guo, meaning sea apple. The fruit, I was told, is poisonous, you cannot eat. I don't see any other things eat it either. It keeps falling from the tree, and they grow all over around the tree. If you don't cut them and don't take them away, there will be a jungle in no time. They just grow like that. just fall on the ground, and the flesh and the skin become rotten after a while, and then they just grow up so fast, so fast. Many trees and plants, they grow so fast like that, right?
Yes.
So that's how things are developed. And from our desires, things come more. The more we desire, the more we are entangled with our desired object. Then we get more and more solid, more and more connected with this earth, which is heavier than the light and the original vibration of heavens. So now the quantum method is the one that you can see the light again. You can connect yourself back to the vibration, original vibration. That's how gradually, eventually, you will realize that you're not the body. You go back to the source. Because the more you eat before, the more we recognize this body as us. That's what we say. You say, I do this, I do that. I am hungry. The body is hungry, not you. Yes, that is the thing. I don't know if I answer your question correctly, okay or not?
Yes, Master. Thank you, Master.
You happy? Yes.
Yes, Master. Thank you.